Are you struggling to speak English fluently just because you do not have an English speaking environment or English speaking partner? And because of this, you lack confidence and you feel insecure, embarrassed at the same time? If you are facing all these problems, then you are at the right place. Hello everyone, I am Priyanka Chaudhary and welcome to my channel. In this video today, I am going to resolve all of your problems by giving you a technique, and by following this technique I assure you, you will definitely improve your English and you will be fluent at the same time. But before that, let me tell you something interesting. You know what happens whenever we try to learn something new? We always look at the negative sides, and the negative side here, what I mean to say is that we are only concentrating upon the problems that we are facing. We are not looking at the solutions. We just keep thinking and telling ourselves that I am unable to learn this language because I do not have that environment around me. I do not have someone with whom I can practice speaking. So this is something that we are continuously like telling ourselves and reminding ourselves, and by giving all the negative signals, we are not able to take a step further towards learning English. So rather than focusing on all our problems, just look at the brighter side, look at the positive sides, and look at this situation as an opportunity to learn and grow. I always recommend and I always advise my all dear English learners that be positive throughout this journey of yours, English learning journey of yours. If you are not going to be positive, if you will just lose hope of learning this language, then how will you be able to achieve your goal? I hope you are getting my point. What I mean to say is that if you do not have that environment, no issues, just be positive and follow as I say in this video. Today I'm going to share with you the technique that will help you to resolve your problems, and this technique is self-talk. Self-talk means talking to ourselves. When we do not have anyone around us to communicate, in that case we are our own best friends, aren't we? We should talk to ourselves, and this is something that is not new to us. We have been talking to ourselves for a long time, but the problem is we have been doing it in our native language. Now I want you to make a shift. The shift in thinking and the shift in talking to yourself, not in your native language but in the language that you want to learn, means English. Start talking to yourself in English language, and make sure you are going to do it on the regular basis and for a certain time period. If you will be doing it at like more than 2 times or 3 times in a day, that will be awesome. And if you just forget talking to yourself in English, then you can set a reminder on your phone that at this time I'm going to speak to myself. And one more thing that you can do, just set aside a reminder. Just be focused that you have to learn this language at any cost. There are multiple benefits of talking to ourselves. You know what, when we talk to ourselves, we actually feel very relaxed. There is no nervousness, there is no sense of being embarrassment, and there is nobody who is going to laugh on us even if we make any mistakes, right? And you do not need to actually wait for the right time when you have to start practicing. You can start talking to yourself at any time, so there is no time barrier. Besides this, you do not need to depend on others and on others free time schedule. Means if you will be looking for any particular partner with whom you can practice, in that case you are dependent on that partner, right? But if you are talking to yourself, you do not need to be dependent on anyone, right? And there is another benefit. This is like, that's the time when you talk to yourself. It is a time when you are free to express your feelings, you are free to make mistakes. That is your time. Now the question is, okay fine, we are ready to talk to ourselves. Now what to speak? This can be the question that might pop up in your head, that okay fine, we have decided we will talk to ourselves in English. Now what is there to speak? So you can do one thing. Let's first categorize the kind of learners. So if there are like beginners, the English learners who are at the beginners level, they can start in such a way that they need to actually first practice pronouncing the words properly. So they need to practice their movement of mouth. The movement of mouth while speaking any language plays a significant role if you want to sound perfect while speaking. So practice speaking the words, English words, practice speaking English phrases, sentences, and try to get the right pronunciation of the words. Practice speaking. So the beginners can begin with speaking the words, English words. They can begin with naming the words or the objects around you. Let's say I'm sitting in my bedroom. So what are the objects around me? I can start naming them first before just jumping on framing sentences. I am a beginner. I don't know much about English language, right? So initially I will just begin with naming the objects or naming the things or the feelings, all right, and I will start pronouncing the words properly. So as I was telling you before that I'm sitting in my bedroom, so I will start firstly naming the objects, that this is the wall, there is a cupboard behind me, so cupboard, or door, or ceiling, or fan, or table. So I will start naming the objects around me wherever I am. All right, if I'm sitting at my workplace, that time I will just look around and I will start naming the things in my mind. All right, self-talk can be a little weird and awkward if you are going to do it and in any public places. So in that case, in the public place, you can start talking to yourself in your mind. All right, do not literally start speaking out loud. No, when you are at public place or when you are somewhere where you are around the people, in that case avoid this. You can start talking to yourself in your mind. But when you are at home, or if find a place when you want to talk to yourself, you want to practice this technique, you want to develop this habit of self-talk, so find a place where you are sitting alone and then practice speaking out loud. I mean, what am I doing right now? This is also self-talk. There is a camera in front of me, I am recording myself and talking to myself. This is what you can also do. Start recording yourself, talk to yourself and share whatever comes to your mind. Thousands of things run into our head each and every minute, I guess, right? So just why don't you let out all these feelings which is there in your head, right? Speak about those things. So the beginners start naming the object first, and later they can start talking, or they can start framing some phrases, some sentences. Like gradually the beginners can move on to the next step, or they can start simply framing sentences like this is the door, that is a wall, the wall color is peach, or you can say I have short hair, or my sister has long hair, okay, or you can say it is summer season, all right, I am not feeling well today. So these are certain sentences and phrases that you can practice speaking in the beginning, all right. Start speaking. Or you can say I am happy at this time, I'm not feeling good, the day was not nice, anything. And the beginners can also talk about the tasks or the activities that they are doing. Let's say at this moment I am speaking and I am recording myself speaking. Let's say you are in the kitchen, then you can talk about, you can say something to yourself like I am cooking today, I am cooking dinner for my family, and in breakfast tomorrow I will cook something special. So talk about the past, or maybe the present, or even if you want to talk about future, what your future plans are, then you can talk about that as well. What you need to do is start talking to yourself in English. Keep yourself engaged in speaking. Now let's talk about the intermediate. So the people, the English learners who are at intermediate level, they need to focus on their imagination. When you want to talk to yourself, when you want to incorporate this habit of self-talk, In that case, imagination is going to help you. Imagine you to be a part of a conversation. Imagine that you are sitting in a restaurant and you want to place an order. You want to order a cup of coffee for yourself. Then how are you going to place this order for yourself? Imagine this, all right, and accordingly start framing sentences. Or you can even give yourself a situation like, how would you make a complaint? All right, if you have to make a complaint in English, let's say you have got a product or an item that you are not satisfied with, you ordered something online and you are not satisfied, then how are you going to make a complaint? Okay, so give yourself different situations and speak accordingly. Or you can give yourself another situation like, what would you do if you meet your favorite celebrity? What would be your reaction? How would you react? What would you say if you are going to meet your favorite celebrity? Or you can give yourself another imaginary situations like, what would you do if one day you will become a millionaire? All right, and then speak on this topic. You can decide any topic for yourself. This is not mandatory that you have to choose the imaginary situation only. That is just a suggestion. Even if you want to speak something about your previous birthday or any let's say even if you went for any picnic or you went for any trip, all right, you can even talk about that as well, that how was the trip, where did you go, what did you do, with whom did you go there, all right, how was the entire trip, did you enjoy or not. So you can talk about that as well. The main purpose is to let you speak. You have to practice speaking as much as possible. So whatever the topic you are comfortable with, you can choose that for speaking. Now if you are an advanced English learner, you have immense knowledge of vocabulary, phrases and sentences. The problem is with speaking only, that when the time comes you have to speak, you go numb and then you do not get the right word at the right time. So the advanced English learners, you have to practice speaking more about yourself and start narrating your personal stories. And for that you can give yourself some topics like describe one of the unforgettable moment of your life, or if you have achieved something in your life, then talk about that. One of the biggest achievement of your life, talk about that for 5 minutes or 10 minutes if you want to extend your time. And who has inspired you a lot in your life, who is your inspiration. If this is the topic, then how are you going to express your thoughts and what are you going to speak on this topic. So the advanced English learners, they can choose a topic where you can express your thoughts, your feelings, and how are you going to react in that particular situation, what are you going to speak, how are you going to handle it. So these kind of situations, try practicing as much as you can. So there are a number of topics that you can think for yourself, even if you are not getting any topic, even if you are at any level. So do not worry, do not think too much, and do not waste a lot of your time thinking about the topic. Just relax and chill. Start talking about yourself, start talking about your previous day, your last birthday, or the day when you were very happy, all right. Or you can talk about your childhood memories, your childhood days, your college days, and you can start talking about the differences that you have felt in yourself 10 years back and 10 years now, all right, before and then. I mean, what I want to say is that engage yourself in speaking English. So that's all I wanted to say in this video. I wanted to share with you in this video that by practicing self-talk, you can genuinely take your English to the next level and you can be fluent at the same time. For that, you just need to be passionate towards learning English. You need to be consistent and dedicated at the same time, and be positive. Keep talking every day and talk to yourself in English. And let me know in the comments below how did you like this video, and if you have any suggestions for me, do not hesitate to share it in the comments. Thank you so much for joining me till the end. I will see you in the next video. Till then, bye bye, take care.